Hello and welcome to Now That's Interesting. I'm your host, Msumba, and on this series, I will be doing interviews with awesome people in my own unique style. And today, I would like to introduce my special guest, Mr. Andy Bailey. Yay! Welcome, Andy.
Oh, thanks. It's good to be here.
Now That's Interesting with Msumba. Okay, so Andy Bailey, also known as Andymation on YouTube, is a professional stop-motion animator who has worked on movies such as Paranorman, The Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, and The Missing Link. He runs an amazing channel with over 3.5 million subscribers where he makes creating flipbooks look easy. I know I'm a big fan, and I love your channel, so thanks so much for being here, Andy.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is awesome. I like your channel too, and I'm glad you're a fan of mine.
So let's get right into it.
Okay.
My first question I have is, did you ever think your channel would blow up like it did in the past year? Because I noticed like a year or two ago you were at like a lot, like 100,000 or something, and then all of a sudden it just blew up.
Yeah, no, I didn't. And even just getting to 100,000 subscribers was like, that was hard to believe. So yeah, where it's at now is just, it's kind of crazy. You have to kind of just detach yourself from it a little bit, because it's like those numbers get so high that it's kind of hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
But this was not something I ever expected to be like doing full time as a job and stuff like that.
That's amazing. I know one of your videos has like 84 million views, and I was just like, cute. Is that there are many people in the whole world,
Right, I know. And I was thinking, like, back when my channel was first growing, like I grew up in a small town of maybe like 7,000 or 8,000 people, and imagining like getting everybody that I grew up with in the whole town, like if they all came together to watch something I made, that would be like such a massive group of people. And then to think that the people who watch my YouTube videos, it's like so many times bigger than that. It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of hard to put in your mind, but it's amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm really happy for you. What made you decide on flip books to be your thing? Like, I know you're an animator, and you talked about when you were a kid that you enjoyed making flip books. So how'd that become your thing again?
So I think flip books were always one of those. I mean, when I was a kid, I fell in love with animation, like stop motion, claymation. I just was so in love with it. And when I started making flip books, there was just something kind of, I don't know, just so magical about that experience of just, because it was so simple too. You just sit down with paper and pencil and you can make this little thing come to life, a stick man or whatever it is. I loved doing it as a kid. And then as I grew up, I just still had tons of, I kind of never grew out of it. And I just had lots of nostalgia about it. And I like saved all my old flip books. And when my kids were starting to grow up a little bit, I was excited to show them my old flip books and stuff, and then like teach them how to do it. Yeah. And then of course, like career wise, I had gotten into stop motion and was doing that professionally and working on movies and things. And then, but I don't know, I had been posting on YouTube since like 2006. But it was like short films and just like random things here and there. And then eventually, I don't know, I had posted some random flipbook stuff, and for whatever reason, it just started taking off and people started watching it and just like really loving it. And so I just thought, I wonder, maybe I should post more flipbook stuff. And I don't know, that's kind of how that came about. And just the more I started posting more flipbook stuff on YouTube, it just kept growing and growing. And then eventually YouTube kind of became, I don't know, just a big thing.
So do you do YouTube full time now?
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing full time now. And I do miss working on movies. And so I'm wanting to kind of find ways to see if I can work in some more, stop motion and just kind of keep that going as well. But yeah, this is what I'm doing right now full time.
That's awesome. That's a dream. That's great. And what's your favorite animated movie? I know this might be hard to decide, but do you have one, a favorite?
Two that come to mind. Fantastic Mr. Fox is like one of my very top favorites. I love that movie. Even just as a movie in general, I love that movie. Because I love the animation in it. It's a stop motion movie. Have you seen that?
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. But now I'm gonna go watch
it. So Wes Anderson directed it, and it's a stop motion movie. But I feel like what he did, he took everything about stop motion that could be seen as a flaw of stop motion. 'Cause, when you're doing stop motion, sometimes it's hard to keep, like if you have animals with fur, it can be hard to keep the fur looking smooth. In stop motion, it can tend to kind of
Yeah.
jitter around and stuff like that. But he just embraced all of that. I feel like he embraced everything about stop motion that you would think of as a flaw, and just kind of went with it. And so you've got these characters with fur that kind of moves around, but it just, I don't know, I feel like it adds to the whole charm of everything. And he did so much they did just so many effects and things practically.
Yeah.
Explosions and smoke. They used cotton and cotton ball. I don't know. And then story wise too, it's just such a good story, and it's got these like layers of meaning. And as someone who, when you think of having a career and being what it means to kind of be a successful person and stuff, I feel like there's some cool meaning to that story as well. And Iron Giant as an animated movie is another one that I really love. Yeah, Iron Giant's really good too.
I've never seen either of those, so now they're on my recommended list that I have to go watch.
Yeah,
That's
they're
awesome.
good.
What's your least favorite flip book you ever made, and do you ever fail on them, and do you save them anyways?
Yeah, I pretty much save everything. I have to try to not. It takes like a conscious effort for me to not hoard things. So yeah, I don't know if I have a least favorite. I've tried things that haven't worked, but I think as long as you're willing to just kind of try something and be willing to get it wrong and try again. Like I think as long as you learn something from it, it's still worth doing it. But I think where there's something, if I'm not quite sure how to do it, I'll usually do like a little practice animation first.
Yeah.
That helps. If you go into something knowing you might kind of be able to see it in your head, but if you're not quite sure how to do it, it helps to approach it with, well, I'm just going to do a quick test, and you kind of try something out, and you're like, oh, this might work. Try something again. This might work, and then you can go into it and really spend the time on it.
And it's okay to fail. Like I've tried to tell myself that and tell my viewers that it's okay to fail and try again. And I think that's a great message that you just had.
Yeah, I think so too. And I've been thinking about that because I think I'm someone who tends to, I'm kind of a perfectionist naturally. And so it can be, it kind of takes this conscious effort to be willing to just kind of get something wrong or take a risk.
Yeah.
That willingness to just kind of fail, but knowing that if you get it wrong, you'll just try again. I think that's a good attitude.
I love that message. Do you ever get frustrated when you're drawing? You make it look so easy.
I get frustrated quite a bit. I don't usually put that in the videos. Yeah. It's usually when I'm doing something new, just something that I haven't done before.
Yeah.
But I'm also feeling the pressure of I have to do this right now, but I don't know how to do it. That can be frustrating when you feel like maybe there's not enough time to practice or to try it out first.
Right.
But you just know you have to get it right now.
Yeah.
That can be sort of frustrating. But yeah, it's usually when I'm trying something that I don't know how to do yet or I haven't done before. But then it kind of forces you to have to just figure it out. Or sometimes if I'm doing a project for someone else and I've got a really tight deadline, and you just kind of think, okay, this is the deadline and I'm stuck and I just have to figure out how to make it work within this deadline. And then you kind of just find ways to work faster or sleep less or when you've got all that pressure to get something done, I feel like your mind goes into, turbo mode and you can kind of figure out, you find like shortcuts and ways to just get it done.
And that was one of my other questions I had. Do you think that creating flip books makes you a better problem solver? Because I noticed I've been making flip books and I had to solve a lot of problems. First, I wrote too far on the side and I kept messing up and learning. And do you think that you learned problem solving skills from making flip books?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's kind of for those same reasons where sometimes you might have an idea or you kind of know how you want something to look in your head, and you sit down to actually do it and you realize, oh, this is more difficult, or I don't actually know how to make this thing work. Yeah, it puts you in a position where you have to figure things out because you have to be able to move on to the next step.
Do you listen to music when you draw? And if so, what kind?
I listen to random stuff when I animate. I actually listen to a lot of movies and TV shows while I animate, or sometimes I'll just listen to music, and it kind of depends on what I'm doing. If I'm working on a shot or something where it really takes a lot of focus, or there's any dialogue involved or something like that, it's really hard to listen to like a movie or a TV show distract you, or audiobooks too. But sometimes it's just music where it can just kind of be in the background and you're not focusing on it very much. But yeah, sometimes depending on what you're doing, it's kind of easy to turn on a TV show or something where it's very dialogue based, and
Yeah.
it's some shows are like easier to listen to than others and don't take much brain power.
Yeah.
Yeah, some are just easier to listen to than others.
Yeah.
Some take too much focus to be able to try to do while you're working. But yeah, music wise, I'm a big U2 fan, so I listen to U2 or just a lot of stuff from the 80s.
Yeah. All right.
But I also really like Spotify's Discover Weekly
Yeah.
feature where they just like recommend new stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so like every week I'm really excited to do the Discover Weekly and just find new stuff because I don't want to just get stuck. I don't want to become stale with
Yeah.
music and just kind of listen to my same things. I feel like it can be kind of energizing and inspiring to just constantly be discovering new music. And so, yeah, but I like that Discover Weekly. Sometimes sometimes there's nothing good.
Yeah.
But sometimes you find some gems.
Some
in there
gems, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. What about you? What do you listen to?
I listen to, well, when I'm doing things, I listen to a lot of, I like 90s pop. I don't know. It's just nostalgia for the 90s. I think it was a nice time. Yeah. And then I'll listen to worship music, or I'll listen to classical music. I have kind of all over the place, but I'm not really like a top 40 girl. So I kind of like, I love acoustic too, singer-songwriter type. So yeah, that's what I listen to. Besides art, do you have any hidden talents?
Let's see. Yes. Well, when I was a kid, I was interested in a bunch of different things. I learned how to ride a unicycle.
That's awesome.
I was into ventriloquism for a little while. That was mostly as a kid. I don't know. I just kind of experimented with different things. I learned how to do a Donald Duck voice.
That's awesome. We're gonna have you do that for us.
Okay.
A lot of times on my channel, I encourage my viewers to try new things. I know when I watched your channel, I said to myself, I can never do that, but it's really cool. And then I was thinking, I'm always telling my viewers to try new things. I need to try it. So I went ahead and I made, if I can show you my,
cool.
I believe I can fly.
Huh?
Like you taught us.
Oh, yeah.
Here's part 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I like that.
Thank you. I actually did it. And I surprised myself because I never thought I would have the patience or the focus. And so what advice would you say to people who are hesitant to try anything new that they're interested in trying?
I think if you are interested, just like, why not give it a try?
Right.
I mean, and I think like what you said, I think we probably do find a lot of things in life where you see somebody else do something and you just think, oh, that's so cool. I wish I could do that, but I don't think I could do that. But I think we're all just a lot more capable than we think we are.
Yes.
I don't know. And the truth is when you see somebody do something impressive, they couldn't do it from the beginning. I mean, it's not like they were able to do that just the first time they tried.
Right.
They were interested and they put in the time and just kind of tried things over and over. Yeah, I do think we're all a little more capable than we think sometimes.
I love that. That's a good quote right there. We're all more capable. Definitely, I agree. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers to watch, and do you watch any non-art channels?
Yeah, I follow kind of a lot of random stuff. I know when I was kind of getting started on or like doing more flipbook stuff on YouTube, I really liked, there's an artist, she draws, Casey Golden. I don't know if you know her channel, but I really liked what she did on her channel and just kind of following along with her drawing and like talking about the process. And it was really, that was a good channel. Casey Neistat was someone that I've just I have followed him for quite a while.
Yeah, he's fun.
Let's see who else. I love, as far as like new channels, Kevin James has a fairly new channel that I love. It's so funny. He does short films and they're all so short and bite-sized, but just the humor is so good. And I don't know, there's just something really like refreshing and original about it.
Wow, I didn't know he had a channel. I love Kevin James, so now I'm going to check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking. It's funny.
Do you have any short films you want to shoot in the future? Because I noticed you had done some on your channel a while back, and I was just wondering if you had any in your head.
Yes. I've got one that's a fairly big project. It's just a short film, but it's definitely going to take like a big effort
Yeah.
to pull it off. But it's a stop motion film. Yeah, I probably can't say a whole lot about it right now,
Yeah.
but I definitely do want to do that, to do more short films. And but I've got one right now that I'm trying to get the ball rolling on.
Right.
I've got a couple of guys that are kind of working to get some initial designs and stuff done for it. So we've been like designing characters and things. So hopefully we can do that soon.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. You survived my thought-provoking questions.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for the speed round?
Yes.
Right, this is people's favorite part of the show. So
Okay.
I love it too. So we'll put 2 minutes on the clock, but time means nothing. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ready and go. Classical music. Love it, hate it, don't care.
Love it.
Favorite cartoon as a kid.
Oh gosh, there's too many. He-Man, DuckTales, Ninja Turtles.
If you had to eat a crayon, what color would you choose?
Red.
Fruit salad or salad salad?
Salad.
Salad. Okay. What wallpaper do you have on your phone?
Well, I have to look. Oh, I have a photo of. So I mentioned I'm a U2 fan. I went and visited the site where they took their cover photo for the Joshua Tree, and I took a photo that matched it, and that's what I have on my
Oh, that's cool. Coffee or tea?
None actually.
What? Okay.
Herbal tea.
Herbal tea.
We'll
that counts. Worst movie you ever saw?
Oh gosh.
So many to choose from.
Okay. There's a movie called Troll 2, which is kind of like one of the worst movies ever, but I love it.
Yes.
I love it. We watch it all the time. It's so bad, but we just love it.
So bad, it's good. I've heard of that. You want to learn how to do something new. Do you read a book or watch a video?
Watch a video.
The Bermuda Triangle, cursed or perfectly safe?
Cursed.
What do you collect?
Oh, gosh. I used to, when I was a kid, I collected bullet shells. I just thought would pick them up off the ground, and I collected bullet shells. We grew up where there was a lot of hunting.
Right. I'm like, what's going on in your town?
No, it was just like lots of hunters and stuff. And I collected bottle caps.
Cool. You get a call from an unknown number. Answer or decline?
Decline.
Yep. Did you believe in Santa Claus as a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Sing the next line from Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family.
Awesome. From his monstrosity. Sweet or salty?
Ooh, sweet.
Yes. And last question. When's the last time you laughed really hard?
There's this game. There's this weird like family, like a board game where you put these plastic things in your mouth. And
yes.
You know that game. So we played that, and yeah, when my kids and my wife stuck those things in their faces and tried to talk, that was like one of the hardest times I've ever laughed. It was so funny.
That game is hilarious, just watching people.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andy, for this time and talking to us and getting to know you better. It's like kind of a mystery when you're just watching the books and you're like, who is this dude? So it's great to peek behind what's going on in your mind. I appreciate it so much. And I know you have a flip book kit that's available. I know I ordered it, and did you anything you want to tell us about that you've got going on or coming up?
Yeah, so that's been really fun. That's been a really cool thing to do to like come out. My wife actually had the idea for that, and then we just going through the whole process with like Kickstarter and manufacturing, and the fact that it's like done well, and we're still like doing sales all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
That's been really fun. We've got a new. We still have some in stock right now at my website, animation.shop. And then we've got another big order on the way, and should be here maybe in the next 6 weeks or so. Anyway, there's some in stock, and then we've got like a whole bunch more coming. So that's been fun.
Awesome. And I'll put the link to that in the description below so you guys can check out his website and his flipbook kit, which comes with a light pad, right?
Mm-hmm.
A light pad, the paper, the binding screws. It's really cool. So I know I can't wait to get mine.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yay, Andy, thank you so much for being here on my channel. I know my viewers will love to get to know you. My channel is, a lot of people watch my channel might have autism or other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think making flip books is kind of I know, even though I didn't think I could do it, it's in my wheelhouse because I tend to over focus on things. So I think it might be a good hobby for some people that watch my channel. So I wanted to bring you on and talk about it, just to share a new thing for people to do. So I really appreciate you being here and helping out my viewers.
Yeah, this was awesome. Well, and you mentioned like hyper focus,
Mhm.
and I know, or I think you initially said when you said you saw it and thought, I don't know if I would have the patience for that.
Right.
I think that's the comment that, as an animator, I feel like that's a comment that animators get a lot from people is, oh, that must take a lot of patience. You must have a lot of patience. I don't know if I have the patience for that. And I don't know if that's really it, because I don't feel like I'm a super patient person,
Right.
but it's that ability to like really hyper focus on something. So yeah, I don't usually feel patient, but I feel like I can really like intensely focus when I'm animating.
Exactly.
So I think that's what it takes.
And I know a lot of people with autism are drawn to animation, so I think there is that thing about that hyper focus that can be an asset for people who are on the spectrum. So it's really
Mhm.
great to learn more about it from you and teaching us. So thank you so much for being here again.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. So let's just pretend there's 5 more days of quarantine. How would Donald Duck announce that?
Okay, now this isn't exactly like Donald Duck's voice. It's a little more higher pitched. It's sort of like my duck voice. But
Okay.
okay, how would he announce? Say it again.
5 more days of quarantine.
Only 5 more days of quarantine. I'm so excited. I could hardly wait.
Yay! That's awesome. That's amazing.